Yo! In this video, I will show you my personal top 10 PvP Ratholes on ARK Survival Ascended Extinction. If you know any better ones that you would like to share, please leave them in the comments on this video, and if this video does well, I might do another one. There are a crazy amount of good PvP based locations on this map, but today I picked 10 of the ones I knew about to show you. And without further ado, let's get into it, and I hope this video helps you out. Alright, so the first location we want to go over can be found right here on the map, 51.1 and 47. It's right here by the two big waterfalls in the middle of the sanctuary, and you just go over to this little arch here, and you will find this corner. So if you go to this corner and look up, before we get started with this spot, I just want to say that you can fit both a Pteranodon and a Snow Owl inside of here at least. I have checked and it does work, but what you want to do is obviously just fly up here. And then you can go down here on the other side of this wall thingy. And this is a pretty sizable rat hole. It's a pretty big room right here. And this is not the whole rat hole. There is a lot more than this as well. So, if you just fly to the very top here, all the way up here, you'll see another room. This is where I parked my Snow Owl, as you can probably tell. So this is another room where you can just, I don't know, just put random stuff that you have, I guess. Down at the bottom here as well, if you fly a little bit up, you have another little room here where you can put stuff. Alright, so back up with the Snow Owl, I'm about to show you the most overpowered thing about this location. So at the very top here, you'll see a little crack in the wall here. You can crouch inside. And then in here you have another room where you can actually place beds and respawn, because you can't really respawn in most of this location, but in here you definitely can. So yeah, very good location, very overpowered, definitely one of my favorites. The next location can be found right here on the map, 54.8, 32.5 in the sanctuary, and it's right here. So yeah, let's go check it out. This is actually another crouch spot, and we all love the crouch spots. Crouch spots are amazing. Crouch spots are love. Crouch spots are life. And look at this big room right here. It's a very solid location, especially if you're not like a massive tribe. Even as a pretty big tribe, this wouldn't be a horrible spot. It's a very good location. I guess the biggest downside to this spot is that it's in the sanctuary and you can also get here on foot. I guess that's the biggest downside, because that means it's a lot more accessible, but still a very difficult spot to raid and very easy to defend if you've built it properly. Because it's a crouch entrance. A crouch entrance is like the #1 thing you want in a PvP based location. So, very good spot. Let's get to the next one. This next location I want to show you is a pretty small location, so probably better as just like a starter base. And it can be found right here on the map, 51.4, 81.5. And if you just follow this waterfall to the top, you'll see this little pipe sticking out. And if we just land right here, if you go behind the waterfall, you can crouch under here, and then you can build a ladder or something to get up here, and you have a little room at the top that you can build. So yeah, not a very big spot, but it could work as a good starter base to get your stuff going while you scout for your main base location. So yeah, good starter location. So for this next one, I'm actually going to show you two base locations, because they are very similar and they're in pretty much the exact same spot. So where you want to go is now again to the middle of the sanctuary, 50.7, 42.7 right here on the map, and you'll see these two big waterfalls. So yeah, firstly let's check out this one. It's kind of the same as the last pipe spot, but these two are definitely better than the last one. So you want to land out here. Yeah, it's another spot where you have to crouch to get in, and yeah, it's a pretty big room in this one. Very nice, very nice. And the other one is even bigger. So the other one is one of my favorites, probably. If we just head up here. This is probably the most difficult pipe spot to raid out of all of them, this one right here. Because you can even build stuff right up here on top, and yeah, it's a very good location. So again, land your flyer here, crouch in, and you have a pretty dang big room in here to build your stuff. And yeah, you can, I'm pretty sure you can fit like a tech replicator and indie forges and whatever in here, and it's just a really good location. And if you build this right, it's almost impossible to raid, so very nice. Alright, so this is the last pipe spot of this video, and this one is probably the best one PvP wise to build in. But the main problem is this one can be very easily built up to, and I would say is probably easier to raid just because of how much easier accessible it is than the other two I just showed you that were so high up in the air. But still, very good location if you land right here, just as you did with the other ones. Go inside. In here, you have some metal structures blocking stuff, which again, could make for a really good PvP base location. So yeah, this one is probably the best one to build inside of, but the outside kind of ruins it with how you can build up to it, and yeah, it's just easier to raid pretty much, but still a very, very solid base location. I just realized I forgot to show you coordinates. It's right here on the map, 82.9, 60.1, right outside of the desert dome. Very nice. Let's get to the next base location. If you've been watching my channel, you would probably recognize this spot as the 4-man IMS spot that we built in, and it's right here on the map on the way down into the sunken forest, 18.5, 15.9, and there's this platform thingy right here. And if you go under it, there is a little triangle entrance where you can only get using a flyer. And there's this other spot here that you can literally only access via Pteranodon. I'm pretty sure a Snow Owl won't fit here, and I'm pretty sure an RG won't fit here. You need a Pteranodon. And once you get in here, it's a pretty dang big rat hole. And there's even a room back here where we put our beds. The main downside to this spot that we unfortunately found out the hard way, this spot can be raided via mesh. So we got meshed in this spot, and that is one way you can get raided. But still a very good spot, and would definitely recommend building here. This next one is what might be, in my opinion, the very best rat hole on Extinction that we know of so far at least. And it's right here on the map, 28.3, 32.9 in the wasteland. And you basically just want to get to this little, I don't know what to call it, a ramp, and get to these pipes right here. And the thing with this spot, you cannot fit a PT in, you cannot fit any flyer in, you can't fit any dino in general. You can only get in here by crouching. And even then, you can't really get up to this spot here on foot. You need to, I don't know, grapple or whatever to get in here. So when you get here, you want to crouch through here, and you will find this huge room inside. And even this, like, as if this wasn't OP enough, once you go to the back here, there's a whole other room as well, where you can put all of your valuables, I suppose. I don't know if this spot can be meshed, I haven't really looked into that, but this is an insane location, because this is the only entrance through the crouch spot, so if you build this correct, this could quite literally be borderline unraidable. This is a crazy location, and I have a feeling this is a spot that's so good that it might actually get patched. Like, this is, yeah, pretty nuts. But I really like this spot. It's very, very good, and probably my favorite spot I know about so far on Extinction. Again, right here on the map, 27.6, 33.4. I know this one is also slightly popular now. A lot of people know about it now, but it's so good. So if you can claim this spot, put up some heavies, you are in a very good position. This next location is in the sunken forest, so we're gonna be in the sunken forest for a little bit because there are so many good base locations down here. I know a lot of people don't really like building in the sunken forest, but still we're going to show these locations because they are still very, very good. So, the first one can be found right here, 22.8, 0.6, and if you land right here, you'll see a little entrance right here. So you can walk in here, but I believe, yep, you have to crouch to get in here. And yeah, again, a pretty solid location. It's not the biggest, but it's definitely big enough for, say, like a solo or maybe a duo. Like, it's a pretty solid location. And yeah, I guess there isn't really much to this one. It's just a solid location for a solo or a duo mainly because it's not a huge location, but still very difficult to find. It's in the sunken forest, so not a lot of people will even try to find it. And yeah, pretty nice to defend, I suppose, with the small entrance. So let's get to the next one. This next one, I don't even know if can be properly classified as a rat hole, but if you go to 19.5, 16.7, you'll find this little lake right here, right under the blue orb. So if you go down here, if I take off the flying now, you can see that you can quite literally just walk and run around down here. And right here, there is, I guess, a little decent spot here where you can set up some stuff. And here you don't have the water effects and stuff. So I guess this could be classified as a rat hole, but I just think it's a really cool location considering you can just run underwater here for some reason. And I think it's kind of funny. So yeah, I just wanted to show this as a location as well. The next location can be found right here on the map, again in the Sunken Forest, 23.36.8 by this big waterfall here. So this is kind of like the landmark. If you see this, you're close. And if you go on the opposite side here, right there, there is a little crack in the wall, or it's kind of big, but still definitely easy to defend. And this one is pretty huge. Like, yeah. It's very big. So you can definitely do something very cool in here. Definitely better for a bigger tribe. I wouldn't recommend building here if you're a solo or maybe even a duo. But for a tribe with more people, this could definitely be a very good spot. So yeah, very cool. Right here on the map. Crack in the roof, I guess. The last location of this video can be found right here on the map, 56.5, 27.5. Pretty close to the green knob and this little valley area right here with this pillar sticking up. So, if you go under here and fly up, you'll see that there is a pretty large area right here where you can build your base. And seems pretty easy to defend with this entrance right here, and also not very accessible because you need a flyer or grapples or whatever to get up here. So, yeah. Pretty solid spot, and that's the last one of this video. There are definitely thousands more rat holes than what I showed today, but these are some of the ones I knew about, so let me know if you know any better ones in the comments, and if this video does semi-well, I might make another video where I show some of the other ones I know about, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one, and have a great day.